Okay, maybe not like that.
Yeah, maybe not like that. Maybe not give people,
Maybe not give people deafen before the, the launch of the podcast.
Hello, welcome to the first ever Ace Persona podcast episode. This feels really weird, I'm not going to lie.
It's quite fun though.
Yeah, this is fun. This is interesting. Anyway, so I'll just kind of introduce the band and kind of what we do. We are Ace Persona. We are kind of a band with our roots in Camden. We just love playing kind of alternative rock and just fucking around, having fun. Anyway, I'll kind of introduce everybody. Here with me today is Alex Gladwin, our esteemed frontman.
Hello there.
Writes songs, plays rhythm guitar, and does vocal. Oscar Kadushkin.
Oh, you said it right. Well done.
Yeah. Hey, I did my homework.
Yeah.
Who is our lead drummer and photographer? Jude Flanagan, who is our esteemed lead guitarist and stage director. And then me, myself, I am Aiden. I do backing vocals and lead bass player and kind of the head of production for this song in particular that we'll be talking about today. The song that we are discussing is one that's been recently released. It's a song called Waiting for the Rain. And yeah, I just want to kind of know, where did this all come from? And I think I'm going to lead that question to Alex.
Okay, well, Waiting for the Rain took many forms at the start.
Yeah.
First, it was just me on the guitar, some nice little vocals. It's hard to say what the song is about. It's about nothing, really. It's just like a little story. You'll hear it if you hear it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's down to interpretation. Let's just say that.
Can I tell my interpretation? What I think the
What
song
is
may
it?
be
I'm
about?
interested. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like I mean, we're putting it in context of like, when I put it in context with the EP and the rest of the songs, I've kind of imagined it as if like you feel like you're quite low in the world, but then you meet someone who kind of changes your perspective on life, and you kind of fall in love in that kind of way. Someone that you admire, someone you think, oh, that person's really interesting, and kind of follow that kind of dream and chase and see what happens. It's about letting life take its toll. Let shit happen to you and see what happens.
I like that.
Yeah.
But I would say it's that, but it's the fact that this person is the same. So we both just fuck ups. That's what makes it.
You're bonding through kind of like
Tragedy.
Yeah.
I just think it's about someone who forgot to download a weather app.
Shit! Fuck! God damn it! Should have checked. I don't know if I think I'll be
before Google. Okay.
Yeah.
Pre-Google. But yeah.
So you kind of, when you wrote the song, did you think it would kind of end up where it has when
Not
we
at
give
all.
it to
Not
all
at
of
all.
us?
Not at all.
Not at all. What did
I
you
had
kind
no
of think?
idea where it was going to go, really. That's what I like with my music. I don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
I don't have an idea. I just sort of put it out there, see what happens, see how it blossoms, and it's turned out really great. So I'm happy with it.
Hell yeah, man. Well,
You get that collaboration, don't you?
Yeah.
When you get everyone else in on a track
I
and
like
everyone
people
brings their own ideas.
putting their own input in and stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me how
think-
it's grown.
I think the most amazing one for me was definitely Jude's kind of input. Kind of like hearing those guitar parts that he throws down and just kind of some of those counter melodies that you put in place. It just really makes a song. Where did it come from? Where did that...
Funny enough, I had no clue what the fuck I was doing. The first time he played it, I was like, all right. So I listened to the thing. I'm like, yeah, sure. It's really cool, but I don't know what I'm going to do on it. So I'm trying out some stuff. And at the end, Alex looked at me and was like, that's really cool. Man. All right, great. I can't remember what I did. I'm just going to... So yeah, I think I just worked out. But you helped me quite a bit, you guys, with that. Because you gave me some ideas as well, which were really good. It's the solo, to be fair, that you guys completely gave me confidence in. Because I was like, recording the solo, I'm like, I'm not really proud of that. And both of you are like, that's really cool, yeah. All right.
I fucking love that.
It's a great solo. It's so catchy, man. It's so fucking catchy.
But so that's the thing, to be fair, the guitar parts were just like trying to match, because I'm more a rhythm guitar player, so it was kind of match Alex's vibe.
Yeah.
Having the lead thing, so yeah. He is a bit of a weird one. I didn't really know what to do, but I think he done quite good, actually.
So it
turned out
feels very
amazing.
tasteful. It doesn't feel
exactly.
too like overworked. You know when you hear some guitar solos and you're just a bit like, this is really like convoluted. But when I listened to that, it just felt very natural in the context of the
To be
song.
fair, there's so many layers in the track as well, guitar layers that we did on that.
Yeah.
I think at the end it's just pick up the layers you hear the most in the track and just say, I'm going to play that live, to be fair, because...
It's what was amazing when kind of producing that track is the way that you play guitar. You leave a lot of space for vocals and everything else to do its thing. So when it came time to arranging, kind of where everything was meant to sit in the track, it was really clear to me that I wasn't going to do the whole kind of like lead guitarist left and the rhythm guitarist right. I knew I had to have you down the middle because you're such a melodic player that I feel like it'd just be wasted if you were just kind of left as like the other rhythm guitarist. So when it came down to arranging, it was just so... I mean, this whole track, when it like in terms of production, has just been... It's definitely the biggest challenge I've ever really faced, but it's one that I've been really enjoying. You know, I mean, you guys are so unique in the way you play that. I wanted to make sure I get the best of all out of that track.
Is the input you had as well, Oscar, when you came in? Because obviously we recorded another drummer before, and like we had MIDI drums and stuff, and you did something that is completely different, but kind of the same vibe. And we were in the control room listening to them, like, actually, that is fucking good. Like,
cheers, man.
Exactly.
The sound was there.
It was weird coming into it because as well, like, you know, I hadn't been there from the conception. I hadn't, you know, I came in at a later stage where you'd already had another drummer, and I remember watching like the live videos you had with this guy in practice and thinking like, it was a very like, there was a lot of chops and like it felt very like almost like, I don't know, gospel heavy, you know, very like
he's a very good drummer on his own.
But then I was like, well, I just want it to be super groove focused and like you know just matching the.
So not gonna lie, when I met or you messaged me, I messaged you.
I think I messaged you on the.
I pre the Insta. I was like, this guy's good.
To be fair, there's a lot of stuff there I'm not proud of. I'm thinking of doing a purge, to be honest.
I was hearing all the feels, the jazzy influence, the rhythm. I was like, this is
well, when I first heard the song, my initial thought was like, this is kind of like I'm getting some sort of King Cruelly vibes. Yeah. So maybe like early radio.
Definitely a big
vibes.
influence.
Yeah. And I just thought, just lay it down simple. Like I'm not a massive fills guy. I can play fills, but I'm I think I'm a groove person, and I feel like the groove is the most important thing,
especially in this.
You want to be able to move
band,
to it, you want to dance to it.
I think it's more about groove in this band. I think
we want the people moving.
What's the point of playing?
We want them
music
to move and groove.
So that was your kind of approach. You wanted more groove and kind of less focus on too much of like
chops and fills,
wanking.
Nice.
Musical wanking.
Musical wanking.
That's the good way of describing it. I was also extremely nervous coming into that.
I was about to ask you that. Were you?
I was so nervous because obviously, like, I'd known Aiden for a little bit before. Yeah. And I knew Aiden was like an incredible bassist.
Thank you.
And so there was a little bit of apprehension because my whole sort of musical experience before then had been playing in like pop punk bands and doing covers of like Green Day and like it's all the same beat. It's all just like and then to come into this and be like, it's a bit more swung, it's a bit more laid back. There's a lot more ghost notes going on. But I think it's definitely improved my playing. It's definitely like, you know, encouraged me to push my limits a little bit. But I was nervous when I heard you guys. I was like, fuck.
I think for all of us, there's an input on creativity a lot because I'm more session than actual songwriter. And there is the part when I'm like, shit, I need to write some guitar parts. I have no clue. And it's getting better and better because you're like, actually, I can try this and that. And you can... the thing is with Alex, you call progressions and the way you write stuff, it makes you think because it's like, I can't say it's in F. It's like, it's in F, but after, it's modulated, like maybe we need G or F sharp, I don't know. So it's like, I have to think about what I'm playing really, just rather than just like, again, musical wanking of like, F major.
I feel like that's good because it allows for interpretation. Like you can take it any which way. Just don't ask me what I'm playing because I'm. It's all by ear.
We just kind of have to work it out.
But that's good though. It's organic. Grows and it's good.
But the fact that you don't really know what you're doing with the music theory side of it. It's I have to give him the name of the chord sometimes. So, but the fact that you like this is just
I still forget that.
But the fact that it means you're only led by your ears. So you're like, it's actually getting something kind of unique and really organic, and you're like, you can go
confined by structure, right? Like if you're so used to playing in a certain way, like this is what I found with a lot of musicians. Like when we've had our improvisational moments in songs, it's like you guys can improvise. But I've been in bands before where it's like, well, they don't know what to do unless it's like structure. You know, like, this chord should come after this chord, and you know this chord goes well in this chord. you know, stuff like that. I'm not a massive music theory person. I'm all about feel, and listening and putting it back like that.
On our sides, not music theory, music theory. I didn't even realize. So me and Aiden are next to each other. We kind of nerds about music theory.
I love taking the songs afterwards. In the sessions, it's good to know, but it really doesn't matter unless it sounds good. So, but it's afterwards where I love to nerd out. Like I love like learning the chords and then just going, oh, that he's singing like a major seventh above that, and it's
where it comes to arranging, and we're like, all right, let's add the keyboard part, and we both looking at the keyboard like, so if we do a major seven, then we modulate into M, and it starts to put on a tangent.
We've got to think about it.
And I'm just there like, ha.
Fuck you again, guys.
It really does make it interesting.
It does.
Because we've got this weird dynamic where it's like some of the smartest music I've heard. I'm allowed to say this, by the way. I'm literally just the bass player and producer. So I'm allowed to blow smoke up your guys' ass. But it's really interesting because you've got such smart music, and then you've got. You can go away and either learn it, you don't have to, but you can still enjoy it. Like, that's what makes this band so great. It's pop, but it's so smart.
Well, I agree with it.
It's going back to Waiting for the Rain. Yeah. It's the intro is in a kind of a key that is really settled, and it's clear it's like in D. And then you move to the bridge, and you're like, all right, and that's why I'm only doing bends on that thing, because I'm just doubling the roots, because I'm like, actually, I don't know what I can do, because I don't know the key, I don't know what would sound good. You just have to be punchy, but
I like giving them a challenge.
I remember that being quite tough to work out in like the kind of early days. Mm-hmm. That was a real tough
for me. The structure of the song was the hardest part.
Yeah,
for a drummer. Like,
of course. There is no structure.
Well, that was the issue.
That's why it's hard.
I was in rehearsal, and I'd be like, it took me so long to get it down. I remember when we recorded it took me so long to get down those transitions and stuff in between parts.
It's the ending as well, because the ending is so weird. Like,
how many takes did that take?
I don't even know.
I remember looking at the thing and it said like 14. But I don't know if that was. I think there was a lot of issues that day anyway, like when it came down to recording.
It's because we were recording all the rhythm section together as well. So when we did that, there's always one of us fucking up the thing. It worked, but it wasn't clean enough, or it wasn't like, we weren't quite happy with it. It could have worked, but
I think this song's gone through really weird stages. I remember it was the original lineup that we recorded it with a different drummer, and that was when we did it with the rhythm section all together. And then when Oscar joined the band, that's when we kind of re-recorded the track and kind of fixed everything back into place, and which was great because we really updated the track since then, like in terms of parts, and it was really good to get Jude back on like the lead guitar to re-record his parts, and it came out way better than like the very first time we recorded it, and it's just all it feels like now this was like how the song was meant to kind of feel. I don't feel like I got the production completely right, but I got it as best as I can, and I think next time I'll have a lot more.
The thing is, it's a tricky one to produce. There's so much going on. It's like
it's real dense mix.
Exactly right.
Real dense mix.
Can't really focus on one part. There's so much going on.
But
I think you did a terrific job.
To be fair, I think the production is really good. Yeah.
I mean, it was really fun though. It was really fun. It took a while. But I'm literally working it out on the job. I mean, I'm so used to mixing like metal. So to have such a kind of like ambient, dense mix with a lot of dynamic changes, and I really, really had to think about it a lot more than I ever did before. So being able to kind of say that I've really learned how I think Ace Persona would sound kind of in my head. That's something I'm still going to learn, and it's going to be a while. But
and it'll evolve.
It will evolve.
Yeah, but to get it down
close as I can,
to close enough science.
Yeah.
Just to build up on that and to sum up, Alex, that's what you were saying. Like, Waiting for the Rain is the Ace Persona track. Like, it's the one where you've got everything and all the sounds and everything. And
it's true.
The perfect summary of who
it sums it up.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you want like a reference as to who we are as a band, that song is great.
Yeah. I don't think that'll be it. I mean, I think Moonlight Silver's close, but
True.
This is so much.
This is the next episode.
Yeah, true.
So,
That's,
tune in.
I really agree with that. I really agree with
Yeah, but that's what Alex said. Even when we started out, like the first time I met you, that's what you said. That there is Ace Persona.
Really?
This is that
Vibe,
track.
man. This is
Yeah.
the vibe. So, yeah.
That's definitely a song I think a lot of people also really, really like appreciate.
I think so
as
too,
well.
and I can't wait to play it live.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to.
1st of March. Hartford Corn Exchange.
Get yourself down.
Get yourself down. If you want a fun night of great music and proper live show.
And let's hope we release the podcast before the 1st of March.
Stupid. Really out of date.
1st of March, shit, that was 2 days ago.
Gig just happened. Sorry you missed it. No,
It
it's
was
not
great.
happened yet. It's not happened yet. Get yourself down and have some fun. Anyway, yeah. So I think that's it. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you really enjoy the song. So bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 See you later.